What's up, Guardians, and welcome to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video, I'm going to be tackling the question, is the MIDA multi-tool competitive? Can it be used competitively and in these tougher playlists against tougher competition, and especially against opponents who are using exotic hand cannons in this current meta, blinking with shotguns? Is MIDA actually a decent choice? And if so, how do you use it effectively? So in this video, you're going to be seeing me use the MIDA multi-tool in conjunction with a sniper rifle across all three of my characters. And that's what I liked to do. I liked coupling it with a sniper rifle because you can switch to the MIDA really quickly. Its equip speed is super fast. So what I like to do is, if I take a shot with my sniper rifle and it ends up being a body shot, I can quickly switch to the MIDA multi-tool and finish off the kill, just like this. I got a shot on the guy's shoulder, and then just switch to the MIDA and mop him up. So in order to use MIDA to its greatest potential, you have to really take advantage of the mobility perks that the weapon offers. So you see here, I get a nice team wipe, go ahead and disarm the probe here. Then I start taking damage, and MIDA helps me just get out of that situation quickly before the guy can finish off the kill. And then here's an instance where I'm going against two players on this team have last words equipped. Shocker. I know you're surprised, aren't you? And so I managed to outgun one guy, outgun the second guy, and I know there's a third. I kind of want the team wipe. I'm getting greedy, but I know that I've taken damage already. This guy drops an Axion Bolt Seeker, and so MIDA it helps me get out of that situation quickly before the Axion Bolt Seeker can find me and take me out. And then, like I mentioned earlier, the equip speed is super fast, so I can just switch to it real quick and just hip fire this charging hunter with a shotgun before he gets close enough to finish me off with a melee after the shotgun blast or whatever it may be. And then here I'm just kind of dancing around with this Titan. He's got his super up. It kind of helped me get out of there in time. And then again, a second opponent shows up, and I know I can't win that engagement, so I just bug out. MIDA with its mobility perks, it helps me do that effectively and safely, helps me reposition myself so that I can get the next opponent into a bottleneck and finish him off. So MIDA is great for repositioning as well, like I just stated. So here, just being able to go from one spot on the map to another so I can flank my opponent quickly. And that's one of the ways that you can use MIDA effectively against people using their exotic hand cannons, whatever it may be. Is one of the things that you're going to have over them is your mobility. So use the MIDA as a means of getting to the next place more quickly. So you kind of have to quickly assess in your mind where you want to be next. Where is your opponent looking? What's he focusing on? In that previous clip, you saw that warlock I jumped up and sniped. He was focusing on that doorway because that was where I had just killed his friend. He saw me on the radar. He sights in on his sniper rifle, gives me the opportunity to flank him quickly with MIDA before he has a chance to even realize what's happening, and I'm able to take him out with a sniper shot. So MIDA, when you use the mobility perks, can really be something that's going to set you above the other players in the match. You can kind of move around like a quick jackrabbit on the map. So if you're not doing that, if you're not deliberately using the mobility perks of MIDA, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You may as well not have the weapon equipped at all at that point, if you're just using it the way you would use any other weapon. So it's great for evasive maneuvers, getting out of bad situations. You're going to see that throughout this entire video. I'm using MIDA just to get out of bad situations. But like I said as well, it's also about repositioning yourself to put yourself in a better position to engage these opponents. And in this footage you'll see I'm using the MIDA deliberately using it against opponents who are using last words and thorns. And one of the things that you're going to want to do, and you'll see that here, one of the things I'm doing is intentionally keeping my distance. I used a MIDA to pick off the guy way up at the top because it's a scout rifle. It's got great range on it. You can take guys away from pretty far away. And then also using your teammates aggro as a way of sort of getting aggressive with your MIDA is great, because you can, like there, I on that previous clip, I jumped up onto that top section of Asylum because I heard my teammate activated his Blade Dancer. So that means that I can move up quickly with him, and obviously if there are two opponents charging you and one of them is using Arc Blade, you're probably going to prioritize that opponent. So just sort of taking advantage of that. and coordinating your assaults with your teammates. You can do that much more effectively with MIDA. One of the things that MIDA is also great for is offering support to your teammates. So when you're playing with friends who are in the same party as you, and this is one of the things that we do in trials pretty frequently, is we call for help. We get into a position because we like to sort of spread out a little bit, just enough that we can cover multiple different sight lines as a team. But if one of us suddenly gets kind of pinned down, cornered by the opponents, and what we can do is just call for help and say, hey, I need a grenade over here. Just throw a grenade on my position. And when you have MIDA equipped, you can move to your teammate's position more quickly. So quite honestly, if you're just going toe-to-toe with an exotic hand cannon, you're probably going to lose. That's just the current meta. So you have to find ways of using MIDA creatively. So right here, I mean, I picked off a couple of guys with my sniper, but I had all the aggro. My teammates were spawning on the opposite side of the map. So what MIDA did is it gave me the ability to outmaneuver all three of my opponents who are in the middle of the map and get to my teammates safely. So that's what you're going to want to do. That's the thing about MIDA, is you really have to be cognizant of what's going on around you. You can't just use it like you would use an exotic hand cannon. You can't just be 100% aggressive, not really giving thought to where your teammates are. You have to take advantage of everything that's going on around you. So you need to take it in, assess the situation, and make an informed decision. So one of the things that I like MIDA for is that, like I was just saying, it's going to force you to be more analytical about the matches that you're in, if you're using it correctly. So that's one of the things that, you know, I've talked about in recent videos even, is handicapping yourself. And quite frankly, if you're not using an exotic hand cannon, you are handicapping yourself with the current stage of this game. If you're not using an exotic hand cannon with a shotgun, you are putting yourself at a deliberate disadvantage. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing to deliberately put yourself at a disadvantage. I do it all the time. In fact, I rarely play with exotic hand cannons. The only time that I do is either in scrimmages or Trials of Osiris, when you're going up against a full team and I'm trying to help get people to the lighthouse, and I don't want my my pride to get in the way of helping someone get there. You know what I mean? I don't want to be too stubborn to equip an exotic hand cannon and have my teammates suffer for it. So anyways, MIDA is putting yourself at a disadvantage against exotic hand cannons. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That's just the way that things are currently. But what it is going to do for you is it's going to make you a sharper player. It's going to make you take in your environment, make an informed decision about how you want to approach any given scenario. So do I recommend using MIDA? Absolutely. Here's the thing about playing Crucible and getting better at Crucible. To get better at Crucible, you can't just rely on the current meta. You can't just rely on using an exotic hand cannon right now. Is that going to boost your KD using an exotic hand cannon right now? Yeah, probably. You're probably going to post bigger KDs using an exotic hand cannon right now than you're going to post using anything else. But is that what's important to you? Maybe that is what's important to you. Maybe you want the stats. Personally, I don't care about my stats a lick. My KD would be much higher if I didn't play with guns that I enjoyed. And MIDA is one of those weapons where you may post smaller scores, but it's going to make you a better player for it. So I highly recommend you pick this weapon up if you haven't already. Give it a try, and quite honestly, stick with it. Stick with it through matches where your teammates, or your opponents rather, are using exotic hand cannons. Just stick it out and try and force yourself to be creative. Hope this has been helpful for you guys, and give me some feedback. Let me know how your MIDA escapades go. Alright, we'll catch you later.